would say that attending St. Cecile has definitely made me a much more independent person than I would have been had I gone somewhere else. And I think that was mainly for the fact that when you're around a bunch of people who are succeeding to a very high level, you also want to succeed to a very high level.
I'm Glenn Herbert, and I'm an editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private schools to gain insights into their programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administrators. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
I would say that I definitely appreciated the one-on-one opportunities with the teacher from St. Cecile, especially in the younger grades. So like growing up in St. Cecile, starting in SK, going all the way to grade 12, those first couple grades where the teacher could really help you if you were struggling or if you had a hard time learning a subject or kind of developing those communication or bonding skills with your friends, that one-on-one experience with the teacher being able to kind of pull you aside and there only being like 5 or 6 kids in the classroom, that was super, super pivotal to me being a shyer kid and not so outgoing. It made for a really friendly and engaging experience going to school as a child. I would say first and foremost that one-on-one experience with the teachers was really, really pivotal to me, but also the education experience when you get to the high school, having the opportunity to do things like the IB diploma and the AP and having that interwoven with that one-on-one experience, it helps you work through the heavy, heavy course load of something like the IB diploma. Because I know for other students that went to high schools with that program, they really, really struggled. And not that we didn't struggle, but it was really, really important that we had that support system of the teachers and that good connection with them being able to help us with that material. So first of all, tough. St. Cecile is definitely not for the kind of student who doesn't have a strong work ethic. They do throw a lot of work at you, a lot of developmental exercises. If you take on the IB diploma or AP, you do have that very heavy course load. And you need to have a strong work ethic because no matter how much the teachers want to help you, they can't do the work for you. So you have to want to succeed. And St. Cecile does do their best with that, but they are tough on you. So if you don't have the work ethic, it's maybe not the right place for you. But they are fair in the way that they do try their best to help you. They really encourage you when you're down. The principal, the administration, they're always calling you in, checking on your mental health, making sure you're doing well. And that was especially important with COVID. And I would say St. Cecile is open in the way that we are an international community. We have students from all over the world. And that diversity, as well as the multiple religions and faiths of people that go to St. Cecile, they're a very, very inclusive environment. I would say the most common character trait within the many people that I knew was a strong work ethic. That's something I think St. Cecile administration and its students should pride themselves upon, is the fact that very, very many of the students who come out of St. Cecile are such strong workers, very independent students, and St. Cecile does play such a large role in that. I think the greatest value that I saw in actual practice, and whether this is one of those, Latin words that we put on our crest, was really like the community. Community is such a strong value within St. Cecile, not just because it's such a small population for a school, but because of the fact that the teachers genuinely want you to succeed. And those people that you're in classes with really are your friends. It doesn't have this kind of toxic competitiveness that a lot of very high-end institutions have. Everyone at the school wants you to succeed and they want you to do your best and they want you to have a good time while you're doing it. And that was super important for me as an IB student and as a for lifer at Ste. Cécile for so many years. I would say what is most surprising about the school is how STEM focused it is. For me, that was a big thing coming into the school was I didn't know how driven they would be towards us achieving those academic goals. I knew it was a very academic oriented school, and I knew that I was going to have a strong workload. But a lot of people come into Ste. Cécile and they are shocked with the academic drive that it takes to succeed. And I would say that was something that they do advertise that you are going to have to put in the work, but I would really stress that you need to have a strong work ethic to get the grades that you want to see and to succeed at the school. I would say that attending Ste. Cécile has definitely made me a much more independent person than I would have been had I gone somewhere else. And I think that was mainly for the fact that when you're around a bunch of people who are succeeding to a very high level, you also want to succeed to a very high level, but no one's gonna kind of coddle you while you do that once you get to those higher ages. And so in order to succeed, you need to want to do it on your own. And that's a lesson that Ste. Cécile taught me very well. Another thing I would say is that Ste. Cécile definitely helped me get a lot more opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten had I gone to a bigger school. So giving me the opportunity to be captain of lots of sports teams and many leadership opportunities, that kind of made me a more confident person because I wasn't so much as drowned out by other students who were around me. It gave me an opportunity to shine and kind of do so in a manner that also made universities interested in my application and things like that. Personally, I am a very athletic individual. Sports are a very large part of my life. And something that I would say um, is an area which Ste. Cécile possibly lacks in is the athletic department. So I would say that Ste. Cécile, though it did have a basketball team, a volleyball team, it had all the teams available to us. I would say that the athletic department could use a little bit more opportunity, a little bit more strength in the coaching, just things to make students who are interested in athletics a little bit more interested in wanting to go to the school. I would say I kind of had two moments that were big perspective changers on St. Cecile for me. So the first one was when I was in grade school, and I was probably in about like grade 7 or 8, and all my friends did not have homework. They did not have to spend their time doing homework. They weren't struggling in school. They got to go out on the weekdays and hang out with friends. And I was kind of like, man, like, mom, I don't want to go to this school anymore. All I have to do is study. I don't get to go out with my friends. And I was like, I don't want to wear this uniform, like things like that. But as I kind of, obviously she didn't let me leave. So as I got to high school, into grade 10, 11, 12, I kind of had this big epiphany that I'm getting into the universities I want to go to. I'm getting the opportunities I want to get. And I have so much intelligence. I've learned so many things from this institution, gotten so many opportunities I wouldn't have had my mom let me leave and go to a kind of a bigger school where I didn't get to shine in that individual manner. And since leaving St. Cecile, I've also had this appreciation for the fact that the university process was so easy and so assisted at St. Cecile. They really helped me through the steps of applying, great guidance committee, and just the education and opportunities made it so easy to choose where I wanted to go and make that a reality. And I think a lot of people take that for granted when they go to St. Cecile because it's not like that for all students. I would say the three biggest reasons to go to St. Cecile are the community, the education, and the international mindedness of the institution. So community, obviously, because it's such a close-knit institution, it really helps you thrive as a confident, independent learner and student. Secondly, the education I found was unmatched, especially during the pandemic when a lot of schools, high schools took kind of like their foot off the gas and let the students, some subjects didn't really get to it, they didn't get to cover certain topics. St. Cecile never did that. And during the actual course of the learning, it was stressful. It was a lot to take on with the pandemic, but I'm so thankful for it now because I'm ready to take on this next chapter of my life, having not missed a beat. And finally, international mindedness. I think there is nothing that can replace going to an institution where there are many faiths, religions, countries, diversity, all of that is represented. It really changes who you are as an individual. It makes you very open-minded. You're very socially aware of what's going on in the world. And it makes you diverse. You know, you try new foods, you meet new friends, learn about new cultures. It's really an amazing experience. I would say what would bring you more to the yes side of St. Cecile is that I can promise you that there is not another institution that cares about your child as much as St. Cecile does. Whether it's checking that they're mentally healthy, checking that they're physically healthy, making sure that they're succeeding, and making sure that they're happy. If you're going through a tough time at St. Cecile, it's hard to hide it because it's such a small knit community, but the administration does care and they're always pulling you to the side. They're making sure that you're happy. And if you're not, they're doing whatever they can to help you get better, to make sure you're happier. They don't want to see you struggle. They want to see you succeed. I would say don't be scared and don't try to change who you are. When you go to St. Cecile, there's definitely a lot of strong personalities, and St. Cecile does help to mold those. But don't get caught up in the fact that everyone else might have themselves figured out. Just be who you are and take every opportunity that comes your way. Don't shy away from it because there might be bigger, older personalities who want it first. If you want it, go take it.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.